INTJs are often saying those things. Let's find out if you do it as well. Number 1. Just because you feel it doesn't mean it's true. INTJs often say this phrase in situations where they encounter decisions or opinions driven primarily by emotions rather than logic and evidence. They value rationality and objective analysis, so when someone bases their argument or decision on feelings alone, it can be frustrating for an INTJ. Imagine a work scenario where a team is deciding on a new project direction. One team member passionately argues for a particular approach because they just feel it's the right way to go. The INTJ, observing the lack of data or solid reasoning behind this suggestion, might interject with, "Just because you feel it doesn't mean it's true." They do this to remind the team that decisions should be based on facts, thorough analysis, and logical reasoning, not just gut feelings or emotions. In personal relationships, this phrase might come up, though riskingly, during conflicts or discussions where emotions are running high. Suppose a friend or partner accuses the INTJ of not caring about their feelings because the INTJ suggested a course of action that seems cold or unfeeling. The INTJ, possibly digging their own grave, might respond with, "Just because you feel it doesn't mean it's true." And whether that's the right response to that particular interaction, it's important to understand that it highlights the importance of separating emotional perceptions from reality, even in heated situations. At the end of it all, they want to encourage a more balanced and rational discussion, emphasizing that just because someone feels hurt or upset doesn't necessarily mean the INTJ is indifferent or wrong, or that anything that transpired was intentional. The underlying reason INTJs will use this phrase is their deep commitment to truth and accuracy. They believe that while emotions are valid and important, they should not be the sole basis for decisions or beliefs. If you are willing to delve even deeper into your personality type, we are excited to announce the release of our insightful ebooks. In the first one, you can explore the nuanced dynamics of INTJ relationships and uncover strategies to foster deeper connections based on understanding and compatibility. In the second one, you can gain clarity on navigating the intricate terrain of career choices with a guide tailored specifically for INTJs, offering actionable advice to leverage their unique strengths effectively, and finally choose a career path in the best way possible. As a special offer for our subscribers, we have a promo code available for your purchase. Link is in the description. Number 2. Wait, seriously? People believe this nonsense? INTJs often find themselves saying this phrase in situations where they encounter widely accepted ideas, practices, or beliefs that lack logical foundation or empirical evidence. Their analytical nature and preference for rationality make it difficult for them to comprehend how certain concepts, which they view as irrational or unfounded, can gain widespread acceptance. Imagine an INTJ at a social gathering where the topic of conversation shifts to a popular but scientifically dubious health trend, such as a new fad diet that promises miraculous results without any scientific backing. Hearing people enthusiastically endorse the trend, the INTJ might respond with, "Wait, seriously? People believe this nonsense?" This intense reaction stems from their frustration with the lack of critical thinking and the acceptance of claims without proper scrutiny. They value evidence-based practices and are bewildered by the readiness of others to embrace what they see as baseless or even harmful. In a professional setting, an INTJ might encounter this scenario during a meeting where a proposed project is based on speculative or anecdotal evidence rather than solid data. Suppose a colleague presents an idea that hinges on trendy but unproven methodologies. The INTJ, after carefully considering the proposal, might express their disbelief with, "Wait, seriously? People believe this nonsense?" They do this to challenge the validity of the idea and to urge the team to adopt a more rigorous, fact-based approach. The underlying reason INTJs use this phrase is their commitment to truth and logical consistency. They are driven by a desire to see decisions and beliefs grounded in reality and supported by sound reasoning. Number 3. Actually, INTJs often find themselves using the word actually as a way to introduce a correction or provide additional information that they believe is important for the accuracy and depth of a conversation. Their drive for precision and their extensive knowledge on various topics makes this a very common interjection. In casual conversation, for example, an INTJ might go, "Actually," when a friend makes an offhand comment that isn't quite correct. So for example, if someone says, "Sharks are mammals," quite out there, I know, the INTJ might jump in with, "Actually, sharks are fish. They belong to a class of cartilaginous fish known as elasmobranchs." I'm sure there'll be plenty of INTJs correcting me on elasmobranchs in the comments. This isn't about showing off though, it's about ensuring the information shared is accurate and clear, as INTJs have a strong aversion to misinformation. In professional settings, the phrase "actually" is frequently used to clarify or correct a point during meetings or presentations. Suppose a colleague states, "Our sales have increased by 10% this quarter," but the INTJ, having closely analyzed the data, knows it's actually 7%. They might say, "Actually, the increase is 7%. I've double-checked the figures, and there might have been a mistake in the initial report." This correction is crucial for INTJs as they believe in the importance of precise information for effective decision-making and strategy development. INTJs use "actually" not to belittle others, but to align conversations with reality. Their goal is to ensure that discussions are built on a foundation of truth and accuracy. Number 4. I can see both sides of this argument, and what I think is they're both wrong. INTJs often find themselves in situations where they can objectively analyze different perspectives in a debate or argument, thanks to their keen analytical skills and ability to see the big picture. When they say, "I can see both sides of this argument, and what I think is they're both wrong," it reflects their critical thinking prowess and their tendency to look beyond the surface-level positions to find deeper truths or more effective solutions. In a work setting, imagine a heated debate between two departments about the best approach to increase sales. One side argues for an aggressive marketing campaign, while the other pushes for enhancing product features. The INTJ, after listening to both arguments, might say, "I can see both sides of this argument, and what I think is, you're both wrong." This indicates they have considered the merits and drawbacks of both strategies and believe there is a more effective solution that neither side has proposed. They might suggest a data-driven approach that integrates targeted marketing with strategic product improvements, offering a more comprehensive solution. In personal relationships or social discussions, this phrase can surface when friends or family members are divided over a contentious issue, such as parenting styles or lifestyle choices. If one person advocates for strict discipline while another supports a more lenient approach, the INTJ might interject with, "I can see both sides of this argument, and what I think is, you're both wrong." They might suggest a balanced approach that combines structure with empathy, offering a solution that addresses the concerns of both sides while introducing a more nuanced perspective. The underlying reason INTJs will use this phrase is their commitment to finding the most effective and rational solution, rather than settling for the binary choices when presented in arguments. Number 5. That is a stupid idea. Yeah, most of these phrases are very direct, and that's to be expected. INTJs are known for their directness and their tendency to prioritize logic and efficiency in their thinking. Now, when they say, "that is a stupid idea," it typically arises in situations where they encounter proposals, suggestions, or plans that they perceive as irrational, impractical, or lacking in solid reasoning. In a professional setting, an INTJ might use this phrase during brainstorming sessions or strategy meetings when a colleague suggests a course of action that the INTJ believes will lead to negative outcomes or wasted resources. For example, if someone proposes implementing a new process without considering its impact on existing workflows or without sufficient data to support its effectiveness, the INTJ might bluntly state, "That is a stupid idea." Their goal is to cut through ambiguity and push for solutions that are grounded in logic and feasibility. In personal relationships, this phrase might come up when friends or family members propose plans or decisions that the INTJ views as impractical or illogical. For instance, if a friend suggests quitting a stable job to pursue a risky business venture without a solid business plan, the INTJ might respond with, "That is a stupid idea. Do not do that, please." They are driven by a desire to protect others from making hasty or ill-advised decisions and to encourage thoughtful consideration or potential consequences. The underlying reason INTJs use this phrase is their commitment to rationality and their intolerance for inefficiency or illogical thinking. They value intellectual rigor and are quick to identify weaknesses in arguments or proposals that do not meet their standards of logic and practicality. Number 6. This is grammatically incorrect. INTJs are known for their attention to detail and their preference for precision in communication. So when they say, "This is grammatically incorrect," it typically occurs in situations where they encounter language that deviates from accepted grammatical rules or standards. In professional settings, for example, an INTJ might use this phrase during meetings, presentations, or in written communications when they come across errors in grammar or syntax. For example, if a colleague submits a report with multiple grammatical mistakes, the INTJ might point out specific instances and say, "This sentence is grammatically incorrect," or "Hey, there's a typo here." In everyday conversations, INTJs might use this phrase when discussing language usage or when editing written materials for themselves or others. For instance, if they notice a friend using incorrect grammar in casual conversations or social media posts, the INTJ might gently correct them by saying, "Actually, it should be whom instead of who in that sentence." They view language as a tool for precise communication and strive to uphold grammatical standards even in informal contexts. The underlying reason INTJs will use this phrase is their belief in the importance of clarity and accuracy in communication. These videos will be really helpful for you.